Good morning. Currently watching Books Unbound. Of course, I love books. I love them talking about books. I love Rain and Ariel. 307 episodes. How have I listened to 307 episodes of Books Unbound? Who knows? Anyway, just having some porridge, getting ready for Aquafit. Already got my costume on. And also, I've got my passport in my bag today. Why? We're booking a holiday for next year. I've already had the holiday approved from work. It was a bit of a all over the place thing because originally I was trying to book a holiday for next Christmas. And I was just like, okay, so this is when I can book. This is the days I can use as holiday. This is the days I can use as days off. That's absolutely fine. It was looking like it was going to work out about a week in Florida. It was like, it's still a week in Florida. That's amazing. What I didn't realise was happening behind the scenes. When I got home, because I was sorting it all out on my phone, texting the family group, I messaged them what days I could be on holiday for, what days I could fly, come back, that kind of thing. So I messaged my mum and dad and said, look, I'll come to you after work. So I keep looking over here. That's not my camera. You're the camera. So I get home and my mum and dad were just like, right, Disney off the table at the moment. We're not going to go to Disney next Christmas. It's like, what? They said, we spoke to Lucy, my niece. We spoke to Luce and she said that we don't have to go at Christmas if Barbed can't be there. She calls me Barbed. And oh my goodness, she's so sweet. She was just like, no. Like, if Barbed can't be there for the whole holiday, we don't need to go at Christmas. So that was the point where my brother-in-law went, oh, okay. So we might go in 27. That's the penciling for the next Disney holiday. But instead, we're going to go to Barbados next year. Sorry, you just moved. I did see that. Funnily enough, actually, last night when I was in bed, there was a point where my whole light went on and I was nowhere near it. It's on a motion sensor. It's one that's plugged in so that if there was a power cut, it charges a battery. So it means that I would be without a light if all the power went out. But yeah, the motion sensor caught something and went on when nobody was in my hallway. At like 11 o'clock last night. Creepy. Anyway, just getting ready. So I just need to finish my breakfast and then I think Mum will be picking me up at about 10 past. And then we're heading back to Mum and Dad's after Aquafit to book this holiday. Yay! Our holiday is booked for next year. Yay, we're going to Barbados. We're taking my niece to meet a load of her cousins. It's going to be fabulous. And I have an advent calendar. To be honest, I like having an advent calendar because you have one little bit of chocolate. I say one little bit. I do actually currently have quite a lot of chocolate in the house. I have a box of chocolates that Kate gave me when she came over, which I have not opened yet. Like, the willpower is strong here. It's the Butler's chocolate box. So I've got that. I've got my after dinner chocolate, which is, I've got salted caramel. So that's the sea salt dark chocolate, and then I've got a salted caramel as well. And then I've also got the Fox's Rounds salted caramel and just chocolate. So yeah, what I've got here. I'm just thinking about, because I haven't really had lunch, so I'm figuring out, I've got like a little pasta salad type thing there. I might do that just so, or do I just want to wait and have a big dinner? Because it's 2:30 now, so I could have something small. But I am on an early at the theatre tonight. I say early, it's just that it's an earlier show. The show starts at 6:30, so I'll be there for 5:30. It's an evening with Candice, I cannot remember the surname. I'm about to have a shower and wash my hair, so I'm just putting the curtains in there. I don't remember her name. Candice Brathwaite. It's an evening with Candice Brathwaite tonight, and it's an hour long. So it starts at 6:30. It'll be done by 7:30. It's on the courtyard, so tidy up shouldn't be that long. It usually takes about 10 minutes if everybody's on the jobs, if that. Sometimes it could be 5 minutes because it's rather than it being tiered, you've got very clear stalls. Next level up. So depending on how busy it is, it's generally quite easy and quick tidy up time. So yeah, because if you did not know, the ushers, the front of house, once you're all out of the auditorium, we clean up your mess. So yeah, I'm the one who's always like, does anybody want any gloves? Because I am not touching people's used tissues. No, it's just like a lot of the time people will, like, I always have a bin bag that I will have open at the end of the show. So people can just throw their stuff right in the bin. But then obviously there are people that just leave everything on the floor at their feet. Just because I'm being paid to tidy up after you doesn't mean you can be absolutely disgusting. So yeah, just think about the fact that people do have to tidy up after you. So don't leave horrible messes on the floor for people to clean up. Because if it's hazardous, I'm not touching it. No. Anyway, yeah, I'm just on a hike as a holiday's booked. And then close to the time, we'll sort out the hotel before, because we'll be going down to Heathrow, because that's where the Barbados flight is from. It doesn't go from Manchester, which is a shame. But it just means we just end up overnight in a hotel the night before, and then the flight the next morning. So we'll be going down on the Sunday for the flight on the Monday. And then the flight back is a Sunday to Monday. We'll stay over on the Monday night at a hotel in London, come back up on the Tuesday. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be back at work on the Thursday then, with my 3 days off. Yeah, we kept saying, I'll be back at work on the Wednesday, but if I'm using my days off, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be back at work on the Thursday. That's fine. I just need to double check what I've requested off there, but I'm pretty sure I just did my days off at the end of the previous week and then at the beginning of the week after, because that means I can still get my 4 work days in the week before, and then it's 8 days holiday. This is the perks of having a 4-day work week. But because I work in hospitality, those 4 days could be any days, which is how I can end up with Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, like it is this week, or Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. A lot of the time I get Tuesdays and Thursdays off for Aquafit. So, so I'm more likely to have Tuesdays and Thursdays off, because then I can get in Aquafit and my singing lessons, and then I alternate what the other day is depending on theatre needs or if I've got any plans or anything like that. But like last week, I made sure that I had the Thursday off because I saw Hadestown. Anyway, I need to have a shower. Can I get away without washing my hair? No, I think I need to wash my hair. I'm not booked in for Aquafit on Thursday yet. I just need to wait for a cancellation and get in there. The holiday is booked. I've had it approved. I've already had it approved off from work. Don't worry, I am not booking a holiday without finding out from work first. It has already been approved off, the actual holiday, because I was there going to my manager saying, "Oh, is it better if I work? Is it better if I submit holiday for the 3 days before, or because it'll be a Saturday and a Sunday, or just use my days off?" And they were just like, "Well, if you can work the 4 days that week, it should be fine." I've gotten it in nice and early as well. So, because my holiday year starts in November, not the new year. Different jobs will have different holiday years. I think it was with the tax year when I first started. I think it was April, and then after my first year, it got changed, the holiday year, to start in November. So, anyway, get in the shower, Debs. Wash your hair. Yeah, my lower back is driving me mad at the moment. But yeah, I've got like this aloe vera heat gel. Just rub that on my lower back, but I think I need to book in with like physio or even go back to the osteopath, but just massage that in. But yeah, tomorrow morning at 11 we are training some new people, so I need to be at the spa for just before 11. New people are basically going to be practicing massage deep tissue on me. I'm very much looking forward to this. And then it's my niece's school assembly tomorrow. So at about, as long as I'm ready for 1:30, it's fine. But yeah, so I think we're meeting at my sister's house at about 2:15, or even possibly even my niece's school at 2:15. I think the assembly's at past. So yeah, it's basically one where they invite family, friends, possibly because you might be getting something, I don't know. But when they do invite people, it's usually because they've got a certificate or something. So yeah. So that'll be fun. And then I am seeing Choral at the cinema at about 4:30. So it feels like it's going to be a jam-packed day tomorrow. Yeah, I need to clean my hands before I do my makeup. Otherwise, that's putting what is essentially a warming gel on my face. That won't be good. It is 5 to 3, so I can chill out for a bit, and then I'll leave here about 4:40-ish to get to the theatre. I don't want to leave too early because otherwise I'd be getting into the car park before 5 o'clock. It's basically, it's £5 after 5 o'clock, so I want to be there after 5 o'clock. I do not want to get the extra charges for arriving 5 minutes earlier. So yeah, as I'm here just hanging around in my jeans and my sports bra, I can feel the warming stuff warming up on my back, and it feels very, very nice. Just chill for a bit. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out if I actually can be bothered to dry my hair today. I have put some heat protector through it, but to be fair, it makes it shiny. It makes me shiny. It makes my hair nice and shiny. Put some lipstick on. I got the foundation lip thing going on, which is all the rage in the noughties. Must admit, on Sunday I had a bit of a wobble at work. It's fine, absolutely fine. It's like I was there having a really good day, I was having some really lovely guests, and then I was told to go up to one of the manager's office. It was like, oh, what's going on? Complete misunderstanding. It was all fine, but it's just one of those things where you're having a conversation, just like, I thought I was having a really good day, and then I had like all this nervous energy, and then the 2 guests after that were the loveliest people, and it just restored my faith a bit, because it happens when your confidence gets knocked a little bit and you're just like, oh, what have I done? And it turned out I hadn't done anything. I hadn't done anything wrong. No, it was just a complete misunderstanding, and it was all fine. Oh, what do I don't want to do with my hair? Looking a bit extreme today. Oh well. I'm just watching the end of a Gabby video, which is doing her makeup. I'm really looking forward to seeing Gabby's kitchen renovation. That's going to be fun. I've got the 1-800 Drama podcast with Shaba coming up at some point. Oh, that's an advert. Got a bit of India. I'm loving all the Wicked videos. I need to sit down and make my way through them at some point. That's Joe. I got Honey Joseph 6 vlog. And we've got a Hannah Lothar video with Ben Forster. And we've got June Squibb on Amy Poehler. That's going to be a good afternoon, and I'll probably need to eat. I got a new hairbrush, by the way. We had to stop at Boots today. God, I'm one extreme to another, aren't I? But no, we went to Boots because my mum needed to pick up a package. And when we pulled up at Morrison's, because it's a Morrison's car park, and then you can walk through too, because we were in Morrison's as well. We weren't just using the car park because it was easy. No, we did go into Morrison's as well, but you can walk through the centre to the Boots on the corner. And as we came around the corner, we were just like, wait, why is suddenly everybody so quiet? And why is everybody standing still? There was only a few people walking about. So as we came around the corner, just at the entrance to Boots, there was a sign saying 2-minute silence. It was like, it's 11 o'clock on the 11th of November. It was the moment we were just like, oh, stummed. So, yeah, we came around the corner, I think about 10, 20 seconds into the 2-minute silence, and we're just like, what's going on? Completely lost track of what day it was and what time it was. So apologies to anybody who saw me and my mum talking during the 2-minute silence. We just completely lost track of what day it was and what time it was. But yeah, we did join in for the rest of the silence. That sounds really weird to say, join in with the silence. But yeah, as soon as we realised, we shut up and we stood still and we paid our respects. But yeah, I'm sure that's happened to other people. I remember being in, I think it was a Marks and Spencer's when Prince Philip passed away. And me and my friend Jenny, we were in the bra department when we got the announcement about the minute silence. And unfortunately, we got the giggle slightly because we realised that we were in the bra department of M&S during the minute silence. That was a weird one. But yeah, then I went in and it was just like, oh yeah, I need to get a new foundation. So I got my new foundation. And then I was like, oh yeah, I recently chucked out my hairbrush because my old hairbrush had gone quite painful because all the ends had fallen off. So yeah, so I've got my Tangle Teaser for the immediate brushing after washing my hair. And then I've got the big brush for styling, basically. This is just getting out the knots after I've washed my hair. Tangle Teasers really are the best invention. God, it is so dreary today. I'll likely be wearing my jeans tonight. But yeah, it's only an hour all the way through and it starts at 6:30. Starts at 6:30, an hour through. probably ish if there's any questions or anything. So it'll be finishing at around 7:30. So we should be finished. So I should be leaving the building at about 7:45. So provided that there's not too much traffic in the car park, which is unlikely at that time, I'll be home before 8:30. Unusual for a theatre shift. But yeah, so then busy day tomorrow, being a model at work for the trainees. I don't get paid because it's my day off, but I'm getting a free massage out of it, so win. And then if they're just teaching, I imagine it'll only be about an hour or so. And plus, work's only about 10 minutes up the road anyway. So yeah. And then as long as I'm ready by 1:30, I think the Rents are going to pick me up at about 1:45 to head over to the school assembly. And then after that, at the local cinema for about 4:15-ish. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing Choral. I've seen a couple of movies recently at the cinema, and we've seen the advert a couple of times. So it's just like, that looks like a proper English film. I don't know the full story of it, but it looks like it's like setting up a quiet, like maybe during or just after the war. I need to figure out what I want for my early dinner. I almost said late dinner. It'll be early because I'll probably want to eat about 4-ish so that it'll be settled before I leave at about 4:45. You're just getting a lot of me sitting down and talking right now, so I'm just going to shut up and I'll see you later. I've just got my dinner, just about to tuck in, but I've now received an email from EDF. Remember all that? Confirming that my gas meter is not connected to the network. So they have been doing my bills based on my submittings. So yeah, so I think they're going to look into trying to get it on the network. But I did say to them that I was told when it was installed that because of location that it might not be able to connect to the network. So we'll see what happens there. For now, I will just continue to manually submit my readings. But it was nice to hear back from them. I was just like, oh, I haven't heard anything about that in a while. And then suddenly, there it is in my inbox. Oh my God, the atrocious driving I saw driving in today tonight. I mean, it's always manic trying to drive through Hare Hills anyway, because nobody's in the right lane. But there was a point when I was going down and somebody was horizontal across the lane, blocking all of the traffic. It was just like, yeah, because you know how to drive. And then just as I was coming up the dual carriageway right into the city centre, a car coming out of the petrol station decided to just run over the mound in the middle of the dual carriageway. You know, like, there are set places across the dual carriageway for people to turn round. It's a dual carriageway. But this guy in a van was not looking at anybody and was driving at the mound and drove over it. What the fuck was he thinking? I'm on the inside tonight, so I get to watch it. I'm just backstage because I'm doing the bins tonight. I wasn't actually that familiar with Candice Brathwaite, but I think I've just fallen in love with her. That was absolutely brilliant. I mean, admittedly, there was a bit of island time going on, as in we started late. There were some people that arrived halfway through the show, as in half an hour into what was supposed to be an hour show. But admittedly, we did start a bit late. I can close that because I'm going out the fire exit. But yeah, this is one of the jobs we have to do. Somebody's nominated to take the bins out. But yeah, that was such a good night. As you see, I'm in an alleyway. No, that was such a good night. And I am off to do a deep dive on Candice because she was great. She was wearing a fabulous leopard print sparkly gown. And also, she was saying about how I'd like to push her onto Strictly. She would be the only one with experience in ballroom. She did ballroom as a child. Isn't that fantastic? Anyway, I'm going to go drive home. Bye. Home. Bang on 8:30. That was good guesstimation, Debs. But yeah, I just wasn't familiar with Candice. She's like the same age as me. She was talking about being 38. I'm going to be 37 soon. So yeah, she's like 1 year older than me, I think. I'd have to check. Yeah, she was so funny. She was so great. She's so clever. And she talked about her life growing up, being looked after by her grandparents. She talked about her parents. She talked about losing her mother or her father when she was about 20, and her kids and her stepdaughter, and just life in general. And she was just so inspiring. It's like, I want to be her when I grow up. And saying about how she keeps her kids off social media, and to be honest, it's not actually that difficult because they see her online and they're just like, we are not interested in that. But she did say that her stepdaughter goes on FaceTime with her friends and gets them to scroll through TikTok for her, which I thought was hilarious. That's one way to get through a social media ban. Get your friends to scroll through on FaceTime. I need to get these jeans off. My lower back is killing me. I feel so old saying that. Yeah, I had some mail just as I left. So hopefully that's just them confirming that they received my money. Yeah, I'm going to get some heat gel on my lower back and get my back massager out and sit on the sofa and do an episode of Private Practice, because that sounds good. Yeah, it was just so good, so funny, so inspiring. She really spoke some home truths. But my God, getting people in was hard work. I mean, there's a lot of people in general who hear 5 minutes and go, oh, we'll go down then. And everybody has the same idea. So everybody's trying to pile in 5 minutes before the show, meaning that it's going to take longer than 5 minutes. But with Island Time, people hear 5 minutes and go, it's fine, we've got ages. We've got like half an hour. Case in point to the two people who turned up half an hour into an hour-long show. You've missed half of it, babes. I don't understand that at all. It is in me that if I want to see something, like, it is on me to get there on time, and therefore I better be early. And to be honest, with stuff like the theatre, I make sure I am early because I want to see it. That's my hard-earned money being spent on something that I want to enjoy. Why would I walk up half an hour late if I can get there early? But anyway, yeah, really, really good night. And I'm going to wind down with some heat on my back, on my lower back. But yeah, I am now going to go Google Candice Brathwaite and just read up about her based on what I learned about her tonight. Because she just wasn't on my radar somehow. And I just think she sounds brilliant. I just love what she said about, like, the haters and the trolls and things. And she was just like, I don't care. So, like, you hear about all these websites popping up of people talking about us, but they're not on my page, so I just don't think about it. What Candice said about it was quite refreshing, of just there going, well, I blocked people, and they're not doing it on my page, so I don't give a shit. That was basically what she said. And yeah, it was just interesting, because you don't hear that point of view very often from people in that space. But yeah, I'm going to go put some heat gel on my back, grab that massage thing, and possibly have some chocolate. It's like having your period pain, which I don't get, because not really anymore, but I'm on the pill, except for when it all went horribly wrong at the beginning of this year, when I was bleeding for like 4 months. I know, TMI, sorry. Which then led to excruciating pain, and we ended up in the hospital. Women's health is a bit shit, isn't it? Anyway, I'll say goodnight, and then in the morning I'll be up at about 9ish. So I've got plenty of time to chill and probably heat my back again before I go be a model for some of the newbies at work. I am looking forward to having fresh meat on my lower back. That sounds really weird. New massage therapist. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're straight out of college, it's just they're new to my job. And so I'm really looking forward to having somebody work on my lower back. Like, please work on my lower back, please. And then I'll come back, have lunch, and then I think I'm driving to the Rents, and then we're going to go up to my niece's school for the assembly, and then me and Mum are at the cinema, and then we'll go back for dinner. Yeah, bit of a day with the family tomorrow. Fun times. Good night. Good morning. Still a dreary day, but at least I've got doing something nice today. So yeah, so heading up to the job for 11. I say job, I'm not actually working today. I'm just letting people work on me. I'm very much looking forward to letting somebody loose on my lower back. But I must admit, using the heat and my back massager last night was definitely the way to do it. I just had it on. I think it's set up to go for about 15 minutes at a time. So yeah, I just lay down on my sofa with the heat gel, with that right behind my back, and Private Practice, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful. So I've got a cup of tea on the go and just popping some sausages in the oven for some breakfast. I was thinking, do I just want to do like a sausage sandwich? I think I might. Veggie sausages. I am a veggie sausage kind of person, but I do still eat meat. But I like the vegetarian option every so often as well. I haven't completely gone off actual sausages. Like, I will have a sausage roll like now and again, but generally I will go for the veggie option more often than not. I just prefer the texture of the veggie ones when they're not trying to be a meat sausage. You know what I mean? I'm a kind of person that if I'm going for the veggie option, it's because I don't like the texture of the meat option. So respect to those people who become vegetarian for ethical reasons and are looking to find stuff that tastes kind of similar to the real thing, but me, I prefer stuff that doesn't taste like the real thing. But you never know, I might try a Beyond Burger at some point. You never know. I finally figured out the rapid heating on my oven, but I must admit I did find the option to turn up my alarm and couldn't hear it. So I'll have to put it back and see if that makes a difference. Anyway, I think I should be able to put them in a second. So I am just, sorry, apologies for the loud kettle. I am watching the June Squibb interview on Good Hang with Amy Poehler. I'm very much enjoying it. June Squibb is just in everything, isn't she? And she's incredible. Oh, the life of free work bags. I look like a panda. Oh, I need to go home, fix all this before going to my niece's school assembly. Oh, that was just what my back and my leg and my knee needed. Oh my god, I feel amazing. That was so good. Now I'm just trying to work out if I want to fill my car up on the way home. It'll be easier while I'm this way, because it's the local Sainsbury's is a bit cheaper than going home. We're in a car park, mate, slow down. I visit to the flat to fix this and brush my hair. I really need to make the most of my work bags because I don't use them, and I should. It's like I got them for a reason. But yeah, it is so nice when they practice on you. Yeah, they were just learning the deep tissue massage. I think they'd already gone through the signature, and then Marnie, a co-worker and friend, she'd been there for the signature, and then they decided to keep her, so they'd have 2 people to practice on for the deep tissue. It is so nice though when you've got 2 therapists working at the same time on your back. Oh, the stretch when I had them on both sides going down my spine, it was just like, oh my god. I've heard it is actually a thing, that there are some places that do actually do treatments with 1 guest and 2 therapists, and oh yeah, it feels so good. But what's great about stuff like that is because obviously they're practicing on therapists, so we can give our feedback and give them tips. And then there was a point when we were face up where we were just having a hassle with them and just saying like, oh, so how's the day going? How's the training going? These are people we're going to be working with at some point once they're all trained up. But yeah, just sorting this out. I didn't wash up before I left. I realised that when I was driving in, so I need to wash up, and then I'm heading over to the rent house so that we can go together to my sister's and then on to the assembly. Just need to get some lip seal. I don't think I told my parents what I was doing this morning. Yeah, there's not much to wash up. Oh. Yeah, it's just my breakfast bits, but so all washed up. So just going to be leaving shortly. I really should use my work perks more often, because I hardly use them, and I must admit I am looking into use my work perks to get me, my mum, my sister and a friend to use the spa for a morning at some point, possibly in December, I'm not sure, because you can actually, on a morning when it's a bit quieter, it might actually be the time to do it. But yeah, afterwards I just went into one of the relaxation rooms for about 5 minutes, had a lemon and ginger tea, and then came back because I knew I needed to be back in time, because it's just coming up to 20 past now. So yeah, I'll leave it about 5 minutes to get to the rents, and then I think we're leaving their place at about 10 to. At the rents. They really can't get rid of me. Yeah, I've moved out. They can't get rid of me. The boy in his day bed. Hey boy. You're just so sweet. I've got time for a cup of tea, so I'll pop the kettle on. You're just so cute. Back from the rent. Just gonna close all my curtains and blinds. It just gives an added layer of darkness, because I cannot sleep if there's any light. Am I a weird one for that? I'm gonna go grab some nice chocolate. The Choral was such a good film. It's one of those films where it's just like, you probably know half the cast. It's Ray Fiennes, there's Mark Addy in there. There are so many. I just realised that one of the little sticky things is still on my kitchen. Can we get this off? I just was like, hang on a second. Didn't we take all of these off? Can I actually get it off is the question. How long have I been in this flat? A few months at this point. How did I not know? But yeah, The Choral was just such a good film. There was so much about it that I loved. It was funny. It was heartwarming. It was beautiful. I'm pretty sure they were singing a lot of those songs live in the film. And also, it's set in Yorkshire. It's a Yorkshire film, and as I was watching the film, I was just there going, that looks a lot like Saltaire. I filmed in Saltaire a couple of times. I was strangled in the streets of Saltaire in my early 20s.
I think whoever killed me had a tattoo. Not like yours exactly, but in the same place.
Yes, I was strangled in the streets of Saltaire, right next to the train station as a school was coming out. That was expert timing for that, wasn't it? But yeah, when I got home, I was just looking it up, and it was filmed in like Saltaire, Keighley, and yes, it's just like, I knew I recognised it. There's a look about Saltaire. I think it has to do with like the stonework and like the mills and things, but there's a look about Saltaire where it's just like, it cannot be anywhere else. It's such a beautiful place, is Saltaire. And to be honest, I haven't been back in a long time. My mum would say that she's never been to Saltaire, and it was just like, no, it's beautiful up there. It's beautiful. I say up there. Where I am, I'm north of Leeds and Bradford, so Saltaire will be down there. It was such a good film. And then went back to my parents' house for dinner. Originally, Mum was looking for Muppets Christmas Carol when we realised that Freakier Friday was on Disney+. So we had to watch it. And I loved it. I loved Jamie Lee Curtis so much. There was a point where Mum got very confused about who was supposed to be who, but and it was just like, how have you not figured this out? The English one and Jamie have swapped, and then Lindsay Lohan and her daughter have swapped. Is it that complicated? But I just loved how they brought so many of the original cast back. It was just so good. The Choral, really good film, set in the war. It will always feel relevant, but also had such a good story about music bringing people together. And apparently it might have been inspired by a choir in Huddersfield, who was like, yeah, we performed this around the time that this is set, and we think that it may have been inspired by our choir. So that was pretty cool to read about. And I love that two of the original cast of Les Mis are in that film. Kind of saying that they're not really singers. But it's like, Alan Armstrong was Thénardier on the original London soundtrack. So yeah, recommend The Choral. And if you are fans of the Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis version of Freaky Friday, Freakier Friday has everything you want from it without it trying to really outbeat the original. It's just so good. And also, there was a Mean Girls reference in there, with the wedding date. And Elaine Hendricks, who played Meredith Blake in The Parent Trap, is in it. And it was just like, oh my God, this is like my favourite thing ever. But yeah, they brought so much of the original cast back and it was so fun to watch. I laughed out loud several times. It is cheesy, don't get me wrong, but I loved it. Sometimes you just need a bit of cheese. Not everything needs to be War and Peace. Sometimes you just want a bit of cheese. Sometimes you want something like the Choral, which will tug on your heartstrings a bit, but is also telling quite an important story. And we saw some trailers for some films that we're very much looking forward to. Anyway, I need to wind down. I just got very excited watching Jamie Lee Curtis because I just adore her. I think she's hilarious. Anyway, what do I want to do? I think I will put on a couple of episodes of Private Practice for bed. Did manage to finally get into Drowning for tomorrow, so my mum will be picking me up. It's 9:30, so I've got lip still everywhere. My lips are so dry. And as I put Disney Plus on, it's now, say, put in Freaky Friday right at the top. So has it only just been released today? Private Practice time. At some point, I need to catch up on a couple of episodes of Grey's. But after season 5 of Private Practice, season 6 is only 10 episodes long. And I am on episode 16 of season 5 at the moment. So I don't actually have that far to go to like finish binge watching Private Practice. Anyway, thanks for coming along today. And I will see you in the morning. I have a singing lesson tomorrow. But yeah, other than drowning and singing, there's not really much else in. So it might be a bit of a boring day. Good night. See you in the morning. Morning. I say morning. Is it 12 o'clock yet? Bang on, 11:59. Just got back from Aquafit. Had lunch at the cafe. Well, everybody else had scones. I had to go for my goat's cheese and honey and rocket sandwich. Toasted baguette. So tasty. It's so good. But we've just been laughing so much. Because it was me, my mum and my sister and a friend from Aquafit. And those three are all in the NHS. So it's developed quite a dark sense of humour. Which, being the daughter and sister to NHS workers, means that I've got quite a dark sense of humour. And so, yeah, we were crying with laughter. You just love it when you find people with the same sense of humour as you. So we were just talking about the friend's brother when he passed away. That a girlfriend came up to her and said, "Oh, I still got your brother's ponytail." So we just had this entire scenario going on into what was going on with this ponytail that was in somebody's attic. Oh my God, we just laughed so much. It was so much fun. I might pop over to the Rents later. I said I might see him, but I do need to pop to the shops. So yeah, I need to get milk. I need to get some apples for lunches. And then I think I just wanted to get like a little stir-fry sauce because I've got some stir-fried vegetables that need using up, so I might cook off a big sauce and then that'll feed me for a couple of days. And it's so easy just to throw together like a sauce and then throw in some noodles or some pasta or some rice or whatever. So yeah, little spot there. Also got a spot here that really hurts. It's like just above my eyebrow. I've just been very aware of it today. I've got a song in mind for singing today, but I might also look at some other Christmas songs as well because we're getting ready for the Christmas showcase, which I haven't got approved off yet, but fingers crossed I will because it is a Sunday and generally Sundays are a little bit quieter than Fridays or Saturdays, so hopefully it's fine. Yeah, I'm going to have a little sing through the song before I have my shower. It's a song I hadn't heard in a very long time, but it just suddenly started to make a resurgence, people trying to get it to number 1. So, yeah, I thought I'd give it a go, because it's kind of a Christmas song, but not. It was released for a Christmas film, but when you listen to the lyrics, it doesn't sound Christmassy. It's What If by Kate Winslet, basically. Here I stand alone with this weight upon my heart. I feel like it's got a nice range for it, going across the high and the low notes. It's just figuring out where to place the chorus, because it goes a little bit higher. But yeah, so I'm going to have a sing through that and just see how it feels and what I want to work on for it. And then see if there's any other Christmas songs that I want to... I like to look at songs that aren't as well known or aren't as popular. Because it was Blue Christmas by Elvis that I did... Was that last year? And what was the other song called? I'll have to find it. It was such a beautiful song. I can't remember. But yeah, we just found some not as known Christmas songs, which have been quite nice to do. Just something a bit different. But anyway, I'm going to sing through the song and then go wash my hair, because it definitely got wet today because it was woggle day. It was woggle day, which means you lean back and got your hair in the water. So yeah, sometimes you can get away with it, but not with the woggles. So while listening to the song, I just got a message from Steph saying that she's not actually very well today, so we rearranged the lesson for next week instead. And it means I've got time today, because as I said, like, I don't have that many episodes left of season 5 or season 6? I've lost track of what season I'm on of private practice. So I can finish this season, then there's only 10 episodes left of the next one. So, and then that's me all caught up. I do need to pop to the shops and pick up some bits, as I said, but I might pop round to mum and dad's just for a cup of tea or something later. But I'm thinking I might just cook off a big sauce today, and then I can eat that for a couple of days while I'm working, because I'm at work tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday and Monday again, I think. And then I think I've got Tuesday, Thursday, Friday off next week. So yeah, because this week I've had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off. I've had my days off all together, which doesn't happen that often, but it is nice to have them all off together. As I said, I was at the theatre on Tuesday night, where I fell in love with Candice Brathwaite, so yeah. But yeah, just unexpected getting an hour back today. So yeah, but I'll still sing through the song. She's recommended a song that we did last year by Lu Fei. Was it Lu Fei? I can't remember how to pronounce it. I think I've still got the words somewhere for that one, actually. It might still be in my singing folder. So I'll prop you up in front of the TV. That might still be in here. Nice yellow singing folder. I've got Christmas songs in the back of here. Yeah, because it was Elvis did Blue Christmas, and then there was a Kelly Clarkson version of it. So I was doing kind of like the Kelly Clarkson version of an Elvis song, but that was such a good song. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. I really enjoyed that one. Christmas Dreaming was the other one. I'm doing my Christmas dreaming a little early this year. No sign of snow around, and yet I go around hearing jingle bells ringing in my ear. Also, I've got a different strength to my voice that I didn't have last year, so it would be nice to do that one again. Got that one. And then I've suggested What If by Kate Winslet. I just looked up when it was released. It was released in 2001. I was 12 when that song came out. Yeah, so I can get that. I'll pop Christmas Dreaming at the front of here so that I've got it. I am tempted to get out some of my Eddie Izzard, Susie Izzard DVDs. I was chatting to somebody at the theatre about them, and I was just there going, oh, I've got them all on DVD. Because I grew up watching Susie Izzard. I think it's in the big one. Yeah, I've got a DVD player, I've got a Wii. So at some point I can do that. At the very front of this, I've got Santa Claus the movie. Oh, that's telling me I'm going to need to watch that at some point. That is my favourite Christmas, Santa Claus the movie. With Dudley Moore, Scott John Lithgow. The front of this one has the 10th Kingdom. I heard Mark Ferries talking about how obsessed he was with the 10th Kingdom. I'm with you, mate. It was such a good one. The fact is, though, I think this was this a Dutch version? And then we have to put it into English when we put it on. I've also got all of Blue Murder, Caroline Quentin. If Caroline Quentin is in it, I have it. If it was released, so I've got Blue Murder, I've got Jonathan Creek here, all of Jonathan Creek, I've got Red Dwarf, Ab Fab, Dinner Ladies, Acorn Antiques, Victoria Wood, everything Victoria Wood. There's some stuff in here that I have not watched in years. I've got Pat and Margaret here. I forgot I had Pat and Margaret. Alias, as I go through the complete DVD list. I need to rewatch Alias. Alias was such a good show. I mean, I just love Victor Garber anyway, and Jen Garner. Oh, I've got Pitch Perfect in here. Drop Dead Fred, Rick Mayall. Oh, he was one that was taken too soon. Got The Producers, My Fair Lady, Sister Act. Got Happy Valley, season 1. Linda Green. Anybody remember Linda Green? That was Liza Tarbuck. I love Lights of Tower. Definite article. I'll keep it open on, I've got definite article, glorious, unrepeatable, sexy, and which one's that one? It doesn't actually say, but that's what the disc looks like. Oh, Look Who's Talking. I haven't watched Look Who's Talking films in years. I was so sad when Kirstie Alley passed away. Oh, she was such a magnificent actress. Life Begins, we're back to Caroline Quentin again, and maybe Men Behaving Badly. I do have all the Harry Potter movies. Jesus Christ Superstar Live Arena Tour. I think I've only watched that once. I probably need to watch it again. That's got Tim Minchin, Mel C, Chris Moyles and Ben Forster. And then I've got Not Going Out at the back of there. And Mannequin, my favourite 80s movie. Andrew McCarthy, Kim Cattrall, James Spader, G.W. Bailey. Like, come on. It is so cheesy and I love it. So, yeah, I'll leave that one out because it's got all the Eddie Izzard ones. And then here I've got all of 10th Kingdom. I've got Miranda, because of course I love Miranda Hart. Mary Poppins, Princess Diaries. I want to rewatch Princess Diaries, all of them at some point. Alan Carr, Stand Up, Michael McIntyre, Showtime, Michael McIntyre, Hello Wembley. Bottom Live 3. I don't have the other ones. Hooligans Island was the first Bottom Live that I saw, and I absolutely loved it. It is so funny, and I love the fact that they kind of just include everything that goes wrong, like with the albatross and everything. Oh, it's just so good. Got Happy and Glorious, Michael McIntyre, Alan Davies, Urban Trauma. That is hilarious. We still quote stuff from that stand-up. Bridget Jones 1 and 2, Calendar Girls, Grease Live I've got here. Bonkers, another Lisa Tarbuck one. It's just like, oh, I absolutely love Lisa Tarbuck. Miss Saigon. What's that live concert? Recorded in the West End. That'll be over then, won't it? Oh, I haven't watched that in a long time. Miss Congeniality 1 and 2, Devil Wears Prada. I have just seen the trailer for the new one. Oh, it looks so good. The entirety of Will and Grace. Well, the original series, anyway. I've got Waterloo Road, Series 7, The Autumn Term. So that's episodes 1 to 10. Because that was the season that I was in. First job out of university, and it was Waterloo Road that got me my equity card. So yeah, that was such a lifetime ago. I was 21 playing like a 16-year-old, and did 10 episodes, and I think you can see me in about 4 of them. That was such a cool job. Waterloo Road was the reason I got my car, because obviously I live in Leeds, well, near Leeds. And it was filmed in Rochdale at the time, at a school which I believe has now been knocked down. I was amazed that they were still there because it wasn't being used as a school. And the power would go out regularly because they had so many things plugged in with like the lights and the cameras and everything. So every so often, like something would trip and we'd be there in the classroom. Between takes, we'd sleep in the classrooms that weren't being used. I'd always get there and get a sausage sandwich from the caterers. That was how I always started my day at Waterloo Road. It was such a fun time, and actually there was somebody I went to school with who also was on it, and he'd drive me home every so often because, I mean, he doesn't live in town anymore, but his parents live around the corner from my parents, and we live in their old house. But yeah, I made some incredible friends on Waterloo Road, people who I still say hi to every so often, but you know, like life takes you in different directions and things. But yeah, I'll wash my hair, do the shop, and then maybe head over for a little bit to the Red's house and then come back. The massage yesterday and then being in the pool this morning, I'm still a bit sore, but I feel miles better. I can't believe I just took you through my DVD collection. I've also got puzzles down here. I've got a 500 piece puzzle of a tiger. I've got a big Disney puzzle. I've got a Crimes of Grindelwald puzzle. And then this one, I've got this wooden jigsaw puzzle of a Starry Night, which I've never attempted to do. There was a point just like, how am I going to do this? Because there isn't a picture of it. It's on the screen. Difficulty levels 5 stars. God. Oh my God, it's because it's got like oddly shaped pieces. Oh my God, that's going to be so difficult. Oh, it does have a big picture of it underneath as well. Proper wooden jigsaw puzzle. It doesn't say how many pieces there are. If I ever attempt to do this jigsaw, I am putting it on camera. Oh, I'm just nattering on for the sake of nattering on. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. So I text the rents to say, oh, I'll be over about 4ish, because it's like 3:15ish now. Yeah, just coming up to 20 past. It just gives me a chance to put things away. And yeah, because I've just put to the shops. I just love the fact that the apple and elderflower packet says immune support on it. But it's just tasty. I don't think I've really got anything else in that bag. Like the fact that the other shopping bag I'm using kind of looks festive. I think it's a Marks and Spencer's one. But yeah, I've got my milk. I was going to say I've only had 1 cup of tea today. I haven't, because there was a pot of tea with lunch. Big fat lie, Debs. But yeah, they've confirmed they're ordering pizza tonight. It's like, okay, I am in. So yeah, I've got some Asia Garden Green udon noodles. I've got mixed pepper rice. I do like this one. This was actually quite nice. Stocking up on the salty caramel chocolate, so I do like that one. And then in the stir fry sauces, I got a katsu, just a teriyaki, and a sweet chili. Got my apples. Got some onions. The first one I picked up didn't have a barcode. So I was like, oh, shall I just weigh it? And they were just like, oh, just go pick up, you can just go pick up another one with a barcode. It was like, okie dokie. And then some washing pods. Yeah, oldie Almat ones are actually alright. Like, these get clean. That's all you want really, isn't it? So I'll pop these in the fridge. I'll just have a small glass of this. I need to wash out my glasses. It's nice when you just got like small cups like this. I've also got coconut rice here that I need to use at some point. I haven't tried it yet. But the mixed pepper one is really tasty. I pulled the smallest glass of that. But yeah, it just says juice drink with added vitamin C and B vitamins with no added sugar. It doesn't actually say it has aspartame in it. Aspartame messed with me when I had to have powders after I had my gallbladder out. It messed with my thyroid levels, believe it or not. So yeah, it took one of my levels all over the place, and so I was on regular blood tests when I had some powders that had high levels of aspartame in it, to help with the whole bile situation after I had my gallbladder out. It just messed with my thyroid. Who knew? So if you've gone sugar-free completely, but you're having things with aspartame in it might be messing with your thyroid levels like it did mine, so just keep on top of your blood tests, people. That was a complete surprise when we found out about that, but unfortunately I don't need to use the powders as much anymore. So I had my gallbladder out when I was like 23, 24, and now I am 36, going on 37 not long. February. So I filmed 2 videos, so I'm happy about that. Oh, but that'll be nice. I'm going to take away pizza with Mum and Dad tonight. But yeah, so I'll head over to them in about half an hour. Just tidy up, put things away. I might see if I can line up the Hades Town programmes with the vlog, because I haven't done those yet. Yeah, put these away for now. But I might put on a definite article later. That was the first Eddie Izzard. It feels weird calling them Eddie, because I know they live with Susie now, but I know that she said that she actually doesn't mind using both, so yeah, it's just, you want to be respectful, don't you? I feel like I should be saying Susie, because this is what happens when you have somebody who goes by a different name now, and you just have to remember that that is their name now, so you don't have to refer to them as their old name when they don't use it anymore. I feel like I haven't stopped. I have, but just have a breather, and then to the rents for pizza. We do have a Domino's in town, but not my favourite. It's a local pizzeria that we have, proper homemade pizzas, and yeah, they're just really good and really tasty pizzas. The pizza that I go for, it's called the halloumi pizza. It's on the veggie side, but I add meat to it. So it's got halloumi on it, it's got black peppers, it's got sun-dried tomatoes, and I add pepperoni and jalapenos. And it is, the flavours of them all are just so great. And I think they've had a new chef on recently because the chips are starting to taste a bit different, in a good way. I find it quite funny that when it comes to your local takeaways, you can tell when a different chef is on because things taste slightly different, and it's actually quite fun when you've got a different chef and you're just like, oh, I can tell, but in a good way. Because that's the point about homemade cooking. It doesn't taste the same every single time. Like with my go-to like pasta meals, like my pasta bolognese and things, it's just like, it's not going to taste the same every single time because I taste what I cook and add things based on what I think it needs. So yeah, it's not going to taste the same every time. And I like that. Even at a restaurant, I like it when there's some slight, subtle, different flavours going on. You're just like, oh, looks like somebody's different on, and they put their own spin on it. I like that. I sometimes forget how to chill. I always have to be doing something, and so, like, sitting still is not a thing I do very easily. I will say, it was quite warm this morning. I think it was like 16, 17 degrees, and it's now dropped down to like 8. That's why I've got the nice jumper on. I need to get some new headshots taken at some point, because this is definitely not strawberry blonde anymore. I mean, I think there is still a little hint of the red, but it's mainly blonde at this point. So I do need to get some new headshots taken and update my agent and my Spotlight and all of that. Because yes, I am an actor and I am on Spotlight, believe it or not. It was fun though, because while I've been editing this video, because I referenced dying in the streets of Saltaire, I looked up the project that I did, because obviously I've got copies of things for like my show reel and stuff like that. It is so strange to watch, but yeah, it's so I could insert the clip into this of me being strangled in Saltaire. I find that so bizarre to say. I have been strangled, I have been stabbed, been strangled like in Saltaire. There was one where I worked for a murder mystery company where I was strangled with some Christmas lights at the Bradford Alhambra, and when I got home from that job, my dad looked at my neck, which was still covered in makeup, and he was like, oh my god, did they hurt you? It was like, no dad, it's makeup, and I started smudging it, and it was just like, that looks so realistic. Because what they do is they get like the brown makeup, and then they put like get you to like touch your hands and fingers into it so it looks like fingerprints. I do love special effects makeup so much, because I remember a corporate thing that I did after like a string of like being killed and working with fake blood and working at the dungeons and stuff. I did this corporate thing where it was like I had to just be a patient in a doctor's surgery but with nothing like horrendous going on, and I was talking to the makeup artist and saying, oh, this is the first thing I have worked on in a while where I haven't been killed and got like fake blood all over me. And to make me feel at home, she got some of her special effects makeup and just put a little pouch of fake blood at the side for me. Just like to make you feel at home. That probably sounds really strange, but actually it was really sweet. She was like, a little bit of fake blood just to make you a little nod to your previous jobs. I'd so love to get on a stage again. It was watching Choral and hearing all the singers in that, and it was just like, oh, I love performing, I love singing, and I'd love to do another musical at some point. To be honest, if a proper opportunity to do like a bake-off musical, that would be so much fun. But at the same time, I'm the kind of person that likes to be on an ensemble. I've been in choirs so many times that I love learning harmonies. Not like lead roles don't do harmonies, because obviously there's like duets and like other stuff where you can do harmonies. And it's so much more exposing when it's just like two of you. Because when we did a duet showcase with my singing teacher, and it was fun learning harmonies, but it is so exposing when it is just two or three of you. There's only one of you on that line, whereas in a choir you're kind of backed up by the rest of your group. Like, I'm a soprano, so I'm backed up by the rest of the sopranos. Anyway, I've done my chill. Let's get moving again, Debs. Oh my god, I have just logged into YouTube to look at my subscriptions, and Tea Time with Raven and Miranda are talking to Colleen Ballinger. I have not watched Colleen in a very long time because of everything, but apparently they are going to talk to her, and there's so many people in the comments already saying that this is not a good look and things, so it'll be interesting to see what she says. This is not as somebody who actually wants to watch Colleen, this is somebody who likes Raven and Miranda. I'm wondering what she actually says in this, but there's a lot of people who are not happy to see her on this channel. People are saying, like, justice for everybody who was a victim of her, and how they don't think that she's actually sorry for any of it. And whoo, this is going to be an interesting one to watch, I'll tell you that. I may have to give my thoughts after I've watched this video, because I'm interested to see what she has to say. This is not going to make me watch her YouTube channel ever again, but I do want to see what she actually says in response to all of this. Was not expecting that in my subscription box today. I think a lot of people in the comments hadn't actually watched the video. I will say that. A lot of stuff was acknowledged. Colleen does actually use the word "I'm sorry" several times in the video, and she also acknowledges that the apology video that she released was not an apology, so I respect her for admitting to that. She does mention that she was so angry about the things that weren't true that she did stop to listen to the stuff that was. Raven and Miranda did bring up a lot of stuff that she did and got her to explain. Colleen admits that she should have been the adult, and she wasn't. Does this make me want to watch Colleen again? No. Like, I said goodbye to Colleen when it all came out. I did watch a couple of documentaries when it all happened as well, just understanding what was being said about Colleen. Because, you know, I don't live in America. I am not her target audience. A lot of her audience was younger, so there was a lot of stuff that I did not know about. I think she's still in self-preservation mode. Like, she talks a lot about how she lost her audience and how she didn't know how to go on without it. So I think there is still learning for her to do. She admits that her family is most important here, and she admits being in therapy. God, that was such an interesting watch. I'm glad that she's apologised. I'm glad that she's actually finally talked about the things that people were angry with. She acknowledged the yoga pose situation. She acknowledged the inappropriateness of the bag down the trousers. Anybody who does not watch Colleen Ballinger and know of this will sound completely ridiculous. She acknowledges the inappropriate conversations that she had with her fans in the groups and things, and she now acknowledges that she should have been the adult and she wasn't. So I do respect her for admitting that. I am going to be computing that one for a while, I will tell you that. I think my dryer should be done shortly, so then I'll get all the stuff out of the dryer. Is that a leaf on my floor? I think that's a leaf. And then I'll head over to the parents for pizza. Was not expecting that today, and it will be interesting to see what the response is to that. And from the looks of things, her sister was in the room as well, because she did look off camera as if she was looking, and as she was talking about her sister Rachel. And I actually continued to watch Rachel for quite a while after I stopped watching Colleen, because she didn't really acknowledge her sister in her own videos, did Rachel. And so it was very easy for me to separate the two. And then she started vlogging more, and her sister was making more appearances in her videos, and I'm just like, I stopped watching Colleen for a reason, and I wasn't holding Colleen's actions against Rachel. But there did come a point when it was just like, I can't watch Rachel anymore. I just had to turn my whole back. I mean, to be honest, I think I stopped watching their brothers' videos before I stopped watching Colleen. It was an interesting watch. I like the fact that Raven and Miranda weren't easy on her. They really did, like, say, okay, so this is what they said. What do you have to say about that? They were very good at holding her accountable. And she did admit to inappropriate conversations. There was a lot that wasn't spoken about. I find it very interesting that she chose to speak to Raven and Miranda. I do wonder how that came about. I did hear things recently that maybe Miranda was coming back, as in Miranda sings. If this is about that, then I don't know what to think. But she did apologise for the things that were brought up during the podcast. It does make me wonder if there was any footage that was not included, if there was a longer conversation, or if that's all of it. But yeah, I'm just going to text the rents and just say that my dryer's almost done and I'll be over soon. I did say 4-ish. That was just a very interesting watch. But by the end of it, it still felt like she was looking out more for herself than she was the people that she hurt. There's still a lot of question marks. But at the end, Raven and Miranda were talking about, like, what things she learnt about this, and Colleen was crying, talking about herself and about how people don't look at her in the same way anymore, and how she's always seeked external validation. She doesn't get that anymore because her audience has dwindled so much. Like, she's not on stage anymore. She just vlogs her family at this point. And the host, Miranda, was saying, maybe this is what you needed to learn, how to just be you. and how to forgive yourself. And it's just like, no, sometimes, yes, there's an element of forgiving yourself if you've made a mistake, but she also needs to remember that she did really bad. She had very inappropriate conversations with her fans and did not think it through at all. So she, like, if something like that happened, I would not forgive myself for it. I'd be there in the back of my mind going, you know not to do this again. And I don't think forgiving her, the words forgiving herself is the right thing to say there. I was not expecting to be talking about this, especially because I mentioned Colleen Ballinger in a vlog recently as somebody who was cancelled and I don't watch anymore, and in regards to somebody else who I allowed myself to realise that it wasn't worth cancelling somebody over something. The word cancelled is a very interesting word these days, and to see what people can come back from, because there are some people who you're just like, how could you come back from that? And I'm glad that she has actually apologised for a lot of her actions, which were brought up in the podcast. This was not what I was expecting to talk about today. Anyway, I just text the rents and say I'm leaving, like, now. Once my stuff is out of the dryer, but it should be done by now. It'll be interesting to see the response to this. It's like, this was somebody who I watched a lot, and somebody who is of a similar age to me. And as an older audience member, it was targeted more to me than it was to a younger audience. But she never amended it when she realised just how young her fans were getting. She went into she kind of had like the Disney mentality of, oh, this will go over the kids' heads, and not realising that at some point there will be adults and they will be able to understand what they saw and what they experienced. But yeah, there were things that she acknowledged, there were things that weren't brought up, which I would love to hear her response to. But when she says that there are things that she was so hell-bent on saying this isn't true, but she doesn't actually elaborate on that. But when the word groomer is brought up, she was just there going, that was never my intent, this was not something I was trying to do, these were just conversations with my fans that just went wrong. And I'm wondering if maybe that's what she thinks is the lie, that she groomed people. Interesting. Yeah. The rents have popped out to get the pizza and vote. Why am I not voting, you ask? Because apparently where I live is not affected by this election. So, yeah. It seems that my town is split, and I did not realise it. Well, my parents didn't know either, because they were just like, oh, have you got your polling card? It was like, no. They're like, we did update your address, didn't we? I was like, I thought so. So I contacted the council and everything to find out, and they're just like, oh yeah, the reason you haven't got a polling card is because you're in North and they're in West, and this is only one thing for West. It was like, oh, I did not know that, but thank you for confirming that I am actually registered to vote, and that I'm just not where I live doesn't vote in this election. So yeah, that was interesting to find out. I just watched back a little bit what I said about the Colleen Ballinger interview. I have had a little look at the response to it. Seems that a lot of people are on the thing of just like, she doesn't really acknowledge that much. I do think that she definitely has acknowledged more than she ever did. Like, she admits that the ukulele video was not an apology, but as I said before, I do think there's an element of narcissism still in there. I genuinely think that based on some of the things that she said, especially toward the end of that podcast, where she talks about external validation and how she's not getting that anymore, and she's talking all about herself again, and it's just like, it's good that you've acknowledged some stuff here. It's a good thing that you have actually used the words, I am sorry, here. But I still think there's a lot of learning for that person to do. No, that was not a video I expected to watch today or have to talk about. But the fact is, I did watch it. And this was somebody who I watched a lot of her videos. Like, I was a point in lockdown when I was watching her videos every day until it all blew up. And it was just like, and when I realised what people were saying and some of the things that she'd done that I hadn't been aware of, and I was just like, oh my God, why am I still watching this person? I didn't clock a lot of what was happening. And maybe it's because I was an older audience member, so some of it I just didn't see. And I just didn't quite realise just how young her audience actually was, I don't think. But when you see like the screen grabs from the chats that she had, and it was just like, she had really inappropriate conversations. There were pictures that were sent that never should have been shared. And I do wonder how... It'd be interesting to know if the police ever actually did speak to her. because I that is a situation where you get the police involved. I mean, I was just talking to my parents about it, and they were just like, was the police involved? And it was just like, as far as we're concerned, no. Nobody heard anything about the police getting involved. But the fact is, she's continued to vlog this whole time. I remember seeing a thing saying that her therapist told her to keep vlogging, and it was just like, do they really? Or have you got a really shit therapist? Because I would have thought a good therapist would not tell her to continue doing something that was so harmful. Or maybe it was feeding into that validation that she needed, like talking into a camera, speaking to the last people that would actually watch her. Because she still gets views. There were still people trying to defend her to the moon and back, but this is not somebody that needs defending. I think there's a lot of people that it's that parasocial relationship thing. I mean, Colleen was one of the early ones, like on YouTube. And I think a lot of YouTubers who are started on the platform like that do have very weird parasocial relationships. I think even Carrie Hope Fletcher has a weird relationship with her fans, which she needs to acknowledge is strange. I mean, and she's somebody who's in the musical theatre world. So she has people who are fans of that. I think a lot of the time these people don't realise that it is the fans they need to be concerned about. They speak to them like they're friends, and it's just like, but you're not friends. These are people who are watching you. You know, they don't know you. So when you have these conversations and make them feel like they're a part of your life when they're not your friends. They're your viewers. It's just like if a celebrity does it with people that watch them, it's weird. It's just as weird when a YouTuber does it. And I think a lot of people forget that. Like, would I become friends with somebody who watched my videos like that? I mean, I've already had a bit of a weird relationship with somebody. I say relationship loosely. Just somebody who just was skirting the edges of what was appropriate, and I ended up having to block them because it was just like, this has become strange now, and I feel like I'm encouraging something which I shouldn't be encouraging, so I just put a stop to all of it. And you know, I'm not even a big YouTuber. I've got less than 500 subscribers, but when you've got somebody like that, there's a point when you need to draw the line. And I think there are some people on YouTube that never learnt to draw the line. Colleen is in there. There was a point when Carrie Hope Fletcher started to realise that she needed to draw a line, and she went on about boundaries and stuff, and she was there going like, if the boundaries have been set properly, you won't notice a difference, but I will. And it was just like, no, sometimes you need to draw the boundaries so that they do notice. So the people who watch you notice a difference and realise, oh, okay, we can't get away with talking to you like that anymore. Like you're a friend, because you're not a friend. So I'm just waffling about YouTubers. Maybe this section will either be called YouTubers or parasocial relationships or something. Because, yeah, I think it's just a lot of people who started off on YouTube, it was such a new thing that they didn't know how to handle it. Yeah, I think even Carrie Hope Fletcher now can acknowledge that parasocial relationship thing. But it's especially when you've got like groups and things, like you can have like a community of people that like get like early access and things, and it's just like when I hit 500 subscribers and a certain amount of views, I can start doing stuff like that, and it's just like, I don't think I really want to. I don't want to make it seem like people can pay in to feel like they're a friend of mine. Because it's just like, I love the people that watch me. Like, thank you so much for being part of this community. But the fact is, I'm only showing you so much of my life. And, you know, generally you only see me. Like, I feel very weird about asking friends to be in it, or my family. I know my family won't want to be anyway. But it's just like, there's one or two people who I've just thought, oh, maybe I might be able to get away with putting them in a YouTube video. And if I went up to them and said, hey, do you want to be in my YouTube video? They'd probably say yes. But at the same time, like, I feel very protective of my life. And I don't want to have those people out there that actually think they're a friend of mine when they watch my YouTube videos. Because the fact is, you don't know me. And the version of myself that you see on the internet won't be exactly the same as the version of me that is out there in the wild. Like, there will be an element of, I would say, acting, elevation maybe from me when I film my YouTube videos. And you know, you have seen me cry. I did have a video where I cried because of a money thing, which then I then realised might have been slightly health related as well. Like, I have shared things, but there is so much you don't know. And yeah, I just think that the parasocial relationship between viewer and YouTuber, there is so much to unpack there. I'm looking forward to this pizza. I actually haven't done too badly today. Like, I had my porridge for breakfast. I actually had an actual lunch while the others were having scones. I had a sandwich. I had a toasted sandwich with salad. And then other than that, I haven't had another cup of tea, and I think I had a packet of crisps. I had one snack. Oh, food is back. Oh, that was such a nice evening. Just eating pizza and kicking off the holiday season with watching Muppets Christmas Carol, the greatest Christmas movie ever made. I think I might have a hot chocolate. Yes, I think I might have a hot chocolate. Where's my TV remote? Oh, there it is. It kind of gone far. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time. I will end with a comment though, because having seen the Colleen Ballinger interview with Raven Simonier and her wife Miranda, and then watching Muppets Christmas Carol, I mean, if Scrooge can make a comeback after having a mirror held up to his actions, why can't somebody else? If they truly see what they have done. Has Colleen truly seen what she has done? Based on that interview, I don't think she has yet. But I think she's taken a step forward. You do need the mirror though. You do need to hold the mirror up so that you can actually see what you're doing. That is the only way, though. And A Christmas Carol is a perfect example of that. Good night. See you next week.